And welcome aboard here to Tallahassee Soccer Club Live. Of course, the 2024 season has been loading for quite some time, and we are about ready for liftoff. I'm Andrew Jupe along with Joe Ward and Trenton Young bringing you the action here today. It should be a fantastic, exciting affair, of course. Anytime your Tallahassee Soccer Club takes the field, you know it's going to be primed, ready, and show time. Joe, a little bit of a hot one here to start the season. Not what we will see down the line. And we see some people coming in. This is a quote-unquote friendly, Joe. I do not like the terminology friendly. I'm going to call it a preseason, or you can call it an exhibition. But, of course, these are some old rivals here from AFC Mobile coming over in the Azalea City, coming over from Alabama, Joe. But what you think of the atmosphere so hard? Because it's right. Preseason game.
I'm going to call it a preseason game. It's not a friendly. This is not a friendly. This is a preseason game. Chance for the coaches to take a look at the players, get some video of the team, and do some things to get ready for the regular season.
Absolutely. So we're going to get ready to segue here. We have a little national anthem going, so we're going to step aside. So there we go. Joe off and rolling, national anthem. Of course, from Little Singers from the National Honor Society, who Tallahassee will be partnering with all season long. Just one of the many beautiful relationships that TSC continues to foster here in the community. Of course, Joe Ward, we cut you off here. But exciting matchup. TSC hitting the turf here down at the Gene for the first time in 2024.
And a pretty good team to go up against here. Mobile, good, solid team. And I can't think of a better examination here to, like I said, for the coaches to take a look at the video of it, make some adjustments to it as the season wears on. From what you told me last night in our meeting, Tallahassee going to be a little bit bigger and a lot of offense.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. They're going to go with the high intensity kind of lineup here, but we know Mobile can sit back in a block. And, of course, Joe, that's the old adage or kind of the punchline between these two teams is, of course, tying the ball game, Joe. The first 3 times these two teams play, they draw. Finally got the breakthrough the 4th time around, but it's been a very even series back and forth the whole way with these two.
Because Mobile plays a different style. They like to sit back, like you said. They like to sit back, and it's kind of like the immovable object meets the destructive force.
It seems at times. Of course, they've got a change of personnel. Of course, Mobile going under here in the MPSL, but have since come back, which is the hardest thing to do in lower league soccer, Joe, is to go down, shut down a team, and then come back out. Got themselves cleaned up financially, and I'm heard everything's good to go. They're back in the Gulf Coast Premier League, of course, which TSC originally met AFC Mobile in here, and they'll get rocking and rolling here for this preseason game. They'll play teams that we saw last year, like Sowegans. They'll be in that league with that squad, but very good league down there, and it should be a fun ride, Joe. But as we get rolling here, exciting times for TSC to get rocking and rolling in the preseason. A lot of excitement going on around the team and around the league. We've got so many changes, which we'll try to get to here. Maybe at halftime we'll have an opportunity to unpack those. Of course, throughout the game, we'll get best to it as we can.
A lot of high expectations for this Tallahassee team.
Absolutely.
Coming into the season.
What's the old adage, Joe? Success breeds expectations. There's definitely that going around here. The program with the new mix-up, of course, you talk about playoffs, was kind of a dream here early. That has since been obtained, and I think that's kind of an expectations. The new bar is set to be hosting a playoff game and beyond, Joe. So we'll see what the shape of the squad looks like here in the early going as we get things set up. Rocking and rolling for you here. It's Tallahassee Soccer Club, your Bat Alliance against the visitors from the Azalea City AFC Mobile. Of course, a new look here for TSC, and we're just getting the players updated here as we had the late submission with the roster. Of course, the entire operation is in preseason form, Joe, but hopefully the players are a little bit more up to speed than we are.
One thing I've already seen, Mobile's not sitting back. They're coming 1-4 with a 1-4 set, and they're making Tallahassee go a little quicker than they wanted to right now.
And absolutely. So that's the thing. You can anticipate a change as we get going through. These are all new players, or a lot of new players, I assume. As Tallahassee takes a tumble here, recovered by AFC, spills it out. So changes on the horizon in many ways, Joe. So we're just kind of embracing that ride right now and seeing where we're going as old reliable Johnny Fitzgerald on the ball here for TSC, the captain back in it for 2024. He is the only player in franchise history to play every season of the Bat Alliance.
Wow. Mr. Reliable.
Absolutely. Back in the GCPL days, pre-COVID, pre-shutdown, pre-everything. Number 15, Johnny Fitzgerald in the middle of the park. Of course, congrats to him, recent graduate of Akron University. So shout out to Johnny for getting it. And that's one of the reasons we have a lot of changeover this year, Joe, is because we've had so many guys graduate. Nice little 1-2 on the perimeter there. Fitzgerald going to go into the box, centering ball, and able to dunk it in. A beautiful finish at the net, and TSC gets it going early as the 3rd minute of action, able to bury it in the net. And Joe getting off to a quick start, my man. What do you think?
Good give and go. Good give and go. Great offensive set there by Tallahassee. They do a little give and go. Everybody was still online. And we got an easy shot.
Absolutely. Able to bury it in as we're trying to get the rosters and everything updated. It's Dylan Burkhalter with the finish, the first TSC goal of the season. Dylan Burkhalter, and exciting stuff. Here just a couple minutes into this action. We wondered how long it'd take to get the breakthrough.
Well, even though it's preseason, Dylan will have that on his highlight reel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You take anyone, you make them. When you clip these highlights, you don't see anything with preseason listed on it, Joe. So nobody's none the wiser unless they're doing some deep cuts here and some heavy research. There's another returnee from last year here on the near sideline. Favorite of one of the favorites, of course, Zuri Robertson Florida High, local guy. We've got the smoke going off. They got it going early and often. We just had the kickoff smoke going down here to our right, Joe. But, of course, now put in a goal, so we got to pop it again. Hopefully the people with the smoke have enough to get us through here. Last time TSC played a GCPL team when they were in the MPSL, of course, it was Sowegans last year, put in 5 goals. Beautiful little through ball into the attacking third, right-footed shot, bottom right corner. And TSC doubling the delight, and the boys are off and rolling here. 4th minute goal, bottom left corner, clinical finish. And this is going to be a man to watch here, Joe. This is a young man from down south, Braden Paul. I know you like those boys down in Wakulla. He is a War Eagle, and he is an absolute menace on the soccer field. Great finish by the youngster.
And what I like so far is Tallahassee's being fast, they're being aggressive, and more importantly, no offsides. Everything has been online.
Oh, yeah. Very precise, very calculated, very accurate, and really kind of domination. We've seen the play on both the far side and now the near side. It's just been some fantastic movement here for TSC. I mean, once again, we're still trying to get everything updated here with these rosters, Joe. They won't give us a break here as they keep burying in goals. Swung around here to the near side. Service over the top here for TSC. A little long ball. Looking for Burkhalter. So 2 of your 3 strikers already sitting on a goal here, Trent. At least formation-wise. Johnny is kind of in that attacking role. He's fed outside once again. That's fan favorite, Bennett Mitchell. Of course, Pride of Tallahassee. Good through ball here. TSC now into the box. Nice square ball. Here's Zuri. Second chance at it. Collects. Johnny's able to take it off the foot from about 12 yards out, but AFC with a little bit of control. Burkhalter regains it here for TSC. He's going to drop it off, swung around, and dump out to the outside. Little recycle. Here's Robertson. Was looking for Fitzgerald, but a little too much on that one. A lot of battle lines in the area, Joe, but nobody on the end of it.
Yep. Well, that's why you have a preseason game. You got a chance to work on these things. Here, they wanted an in route, and they end up running an out. Using football terminology.
There you go. The other football, the American football. As this one's one out of the back. Trice Smith, that's another familiar face here. Joe, number 5, going to be playing left back, which, of course, is a familiar position for him. Threaded it through, looking for the Wakulla man again, Joe. There's Logan Paul in pursuit. Or, excuse me, not Logan Paul. I'm so sorry. I do not want to call him that. To me, that's an insult. Braden Paul. My mistake. Braden Paul. Hopefully I don't get some hate from the fam there.
Starting to rain, I think.
Yeah, there was about a 40% chance of it, Joe. We were anticipating it as we get a little kind of sprinklage going on here. We've got our electronics here protected as we get things rolling. This one served about and dropped off center-wise. Back here near side for TSC, but some great movement here in the early going. Crossfield pass over to Trice from Rafa. Of course, Rafa wearing number 2. So great to have Rafa back. Of course, at FSU doing some law stuff, but he was getting things kind of tightened up and back into the fold here, was able to get a little change up in his studies here and come back with us, Joe.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Little kick ahead, but a little too far.
Dumped out of play here, TSC throw.
And we do have an injury. Never want to see that. Even in a preseason game, you don't want to see this. looks like number 20 from Mobile is shaking up. Here, let's hope he's all right. Tallahassee so far looking pretty good. Here, aggressive, flying around, getting all good shots. Here, also staying on sides here, which is big. And it looks like this is a little more, but we have a weather delay. So while they attend to the Mobile player, everybody else has got to clear the field. The fans have to clear the stands. We have a weather delay as lightning has been detected within 10 miles of Cox Stadium here, which is never a good thing. Never a good thing, but this is all about safety, which is the right thing to do. Here, the folks over there having the party, they're pretty safe where they are. We're up top here in the press box. We're okay here, but we don't know how long these will last. But it could be a short delay, or it could be one of those we may be here a while. So that happens about this time of the year in May, June, July, August, September during football season. I think I heard just a small clap of thunder there. But Tallahassee looking pretty good so far. Two goals so far. Two shots on goal. This is what you call being efficient. Two shots on goal, two goals. So far, they've had 4 side outs to 1 for Mobile. Mobile's had the 1 corner goal kick, 1 foul against Mobile, and Tallahassee with 1 free kick. So if you look at the stats, it's kind of tilted in the side of Tallahassee right now. So all in all, a good start for Tallahassee. Here in this game, they're up 2-0. Game has been stopped. We're at 9:48 in. 9 minutes 48 seconds into the game. Here we have a lightning delay. This may be a short one, or this may be one of those we may be here for a while. So you never know. So, and now I just heard a little louder clap of thunder. Jupe, it's just one of them deals. Tallahassee, when you're talking South Georgia, North Florida, this time of the year, you get one of these. Here, could be a short delay, or it could be one of those we may be here for a while.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. Could be one of those situations, obviously. So, of course, every time they do it, we're going to need 30 minutes. And then I think they'll give them within that kind of a couple minutes to kind of clean some stuff up and get everybody warmed up again. So hopefully we don't get too much kind of on and off here as we.
But it's all about safety.
Yeah, absolutely.
All about safety. Lightning is something you do not want to mess with.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to jump out for a quick commercial break. So we would encourage you to come right on back because we've got kind of a recap here of what changes happen in the off season. A couple of other developments here for TSC. But, of course, you got something pressing matters. We're probably going to be at least 30 minutes before we get rolling once again. Of course, we're not even 10 minutes into the match. So we will come on back here for TSC Live. And while we have a chance, we want to thank our wonderful 2023 community sponsors. For TSC, it couldn't be done without them. Archangel Security Agency, committed to excellence, state license number B3200594, the official security company of Tallahassee Soccer Club. The Southern Group, Ruvos, Corinne Johnson and the Curly Girl team, Bannerman Landscape, The Concrete Yeti, City of Tallahassee, Marquee Software, Grova Creative, and broadcast partner Varsity Sports Network Tallahassee. Don't forget the other ones: Smitty's Tap House, Michelle Arsenault, Young Actors Theater, DSG, Visit Tallahassee, TOC, Proof Brewing Company, Rabana and Ritchie, Tally Mac Shack, Envision Credit Union. Thank you, TSC and community partners. Like we said, couldn't be done without you. Thank you for your funding and support and partnership for something truly uniquely Tallahassee and truly special.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
And while we have a chance, we want to thank our wonderful 2023 community sponsors. For TSC, it couldn't be done without them. Archangel Security Agency, committed to excellence, state license number B3200594, the official security company of Tallahassee Soccer Club. The Southern Group, Ruvos, Corinne Johnson and the Curly Girl team, Bannerman Landscape, The Concrete Yeti, City of Tallahassee, Marquee Software, Grova Creative, and broadcast partner Varsity Sports Network Tallahassee. Don't forget the other ones: Smitty's Tap House, Michelle Arsenault, Young Actors Theater, DSG, Visit Tallahassee, TOC, Proof Brewing Company, Rabana and Ritchie, Tally Mac Shack, Envision Credit Union. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, TSC and community partners. Like we said, couldn't be done without you. Thank you for your funding and support and partnership for something truly uniquely Tallahassee and truly special.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
And while we have a chance, we want to thank our wonderful 2023 community sponsors. For TSC, it couldn't be done without them. Archangel Security Agency, committed to excellence, state license number B3200594, the official security company of Tallahassee Soccer Club. The Southern Group, Ruvos, Corinne Johnson and the Curly Girl team, Bannerman Landscape, The Concrete Yeti, City of Tallahassee, Marquee Software, Grova Creative, and broadcast partner Varsity Sports Network Tallahassee. Don't forget the other ones: Smitty's Tap House, Michelle Arsenault, Young Actors Theater, DSG, Visit Tallahassee, TOC, Proof Brewing Company, Rabana and Ritchie, Tally Mac Shack, Envision Credit Union. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, TSC and community partners. Like we said, couldn't be done without you. Thank you for your funding and support and partnership for something truly uniquely Tallahassee and truly special.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
And while we have a chance, we want to thank our wonderful 2023 community sponsors. For TSC, it couldn't be done without them. Archangel Security Agency, committed to excellence, state license number B3200594, the official security company of Tallahassee Soccer Club. The Southern Group, Ruvos, Corinne Johnson and the Curly Girl team, Bannerman Landscape, The Concrete Yeti, City of Tallahassee, Marquee Software, Grova Creative, and broadcast partner Varsity Sports Network Tallahassee. Don't forget the other ones: Smitty's Tap House, Michelle Arsenault, Young Actors Theater, DSG, Visit Tallahassee, TOC, Proof Brewing Company, Rabana and Ritchie, Tally Mac Shack, Envision Credit Union. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, TSC and community partners. Like we said, couldn't be done without you. Thank you for your funding and support and partnership for something truly uniquely Tallahassee and truly special.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
And while we have a chance, we want to thank our wonderful 2023 community sponsors. For TSC, it couldn't be done without them. Archangel Security Agency, committed to excellence, state license number B3200594, the official security company of Tallahassee Soccer Club. The Southern Group, Ruvos, Corinne Johnson and the Curly Girl team, Bannerman Landscape, The Concrete Yeti, City of Tallahassee, Marquee Software, Grova Creative, and broadcast partner Varsity Sports Network Tallahassee. Don't forget the other ones: Smitty's Tap House, Michelle Arsenault, Young Actors Theater, DSG, Visit Tallahassee, TOC, Proof Brewing Company, Rabana and Ritchie, Tally Mac Shack, Envision Credit Union. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, TSC and community partners. Like we said, couldn't be done without you. Thank you for your funding and support and partnership for something truly uniquely Tallahassee and truly special.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer. Our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
And while we have a chance, we want to thank our wonderful 2023 community sponsors. For TSC, it couldn't be done without them. Archangel Security Agency, committed to excellence, state license number B3200594, the official security company of Tallahassee Soccer Club. The Southern Group, Ruvos, Corinne Johnson and the Curly Girl team, Bannerman Landscape, The Concrete Yeti, City of Tallahassee, Marquee Software, Grova Creative, and broadcast partner Varsity Sports Network Tallahassee. Don't forget the other ones: Smitty's Tap House, Michelle Arsenault, Young Actors Theater, DSG, Visit Tallahassee, TOC, Proof Brewing Company, Rabana and Ritchie, Tally Mac Shack, Envision Credit Union. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, TSC and community partners. Like we said, couldn't be done without you. Thank you for your funding and support and partnership for something truly uniquely Tallahassee and truly special.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
And while we have a chance, we want to thank our wonderful 2023 community sponsors. For TSC, it couldn't be done without them. Archangel Security Agency, committed to excellence, state license number B3200594, the official security company of Tallahassee Soccer Club. The Southern Group, Ruvos, Corinne Johnson and the Curly Girl team, Bannerman Landscape, The Concrete Yeti, City of Tallahassee, Marquee Software, Grova Creative, and broadcast partner Varsity Sports Network Tallahassee. Don't forget the other ones: Smitty's Tap House, Michelle Arsenault, Young Actors Theater, DSG, Visit Tallahassee, TOC, Proof Brewing Company, Rabana and Ritchie, Tally Mac Shack, Envision Credit Union. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, TSC and community partners. Like we said, couldn't be done without you. Thank you for your funding and support and partnership for something truly uniquely Tallahassee and truly special.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
All right, and welcome back here to TSC Live, of course, your Tallahassee Soccer Club Battle Lion broadcast here down on the south side here at the Gene. That's right, the beautiful Gene Cox Stadium. So getting out of a weather delay here. We got 9 minutes and some change into the action, but the old weather had better ideas here. Joe, Andrew Jupe alongside Joe Ward, Trenton Young down there on the camera. I guess we can put the pregame graphic back up, Joe, as the team's going to come back in. They have to warm up, you know, just like any outdoor sport after the lightning delay to kind of get this thing rolling. But speaking of getting rolling, TSC
came out flying.
Ooh, look out.
They came out flying. 2 shots on goal. produced 2 goals. And what I said earlier, love the fact that it was online, on sides, timed perfectly both times. You don't see that very often.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it was Dylan Burkhalter, 2nd minute. Braden Paul just 2 minutes later. 4 minutes into the game, 2-0 TSC. So the Joel DeCastri era picking up right where it left off, and even then some, Joe. And an interesting note to those of you who don't know, you may have noticed an absence on the sideline here for Tallahassee Soccer Club. The head man's not here, Joe. First game of the season. Where's the head coach?
He's getting married tonight.
In classic, chaotic TSC fashion, I don't know how it happened. There must have been some kind of mix-up, Joe. Coach is getting married tonight, so that's why they bumped the game up into the afternoon, because all the players and coaches are going to be going to the wedding. So,
and then they forgot to take into account it's South Georgia, North Florida.
Yep.
These pop-up storms can come out of nowhere, and they didn't figure on this.
Absolutely. So it's been all of a wild and wonderful TSC affair, and this is really what lower league soccer is all about, Joe. So this is kind of just about having some fun and enjoying the ride as the boys get ready to get rocking and rolling here. So if you're just joining us, welcome aboard here, TSC Live. Of course, your Tallahassee Battle Lions. For our visitors from AFC Mobile, thanks for coming aboard for you as well. We're glad to kind of have you back, and we're glad to see your franchise. I know from a TSC standpoint and from me personally, always had good interactions here with people from AFC Mobile. They are by far our favorite lower league soccer associate, and that's just not me saying that, Joe. I mean that wholeheartedly, top to bottom. At least the organization that I've dealt with, been absolutely fantastic. So something, Joe, that doesn't happen often is a team coming back from some difficulties after going under. Joe, in this stage, it really, if they do come back, it's usually a long time coming. So great to see Mobile back in it, and the mob is back and forth. The Pineapples in the house, all those guys. Of course, really fun. Really fun. So great to see that here as we get to resume play. Like we said, welcome aboard to all those who be coming and tuning in with us. And we know there's some of you from around the world. So para las familias de Diego Azar, Rafael Galea, Jose Vivas, John Varela y todos los otros latinos y españoles, ¿cómo están? ¿Qué pasa? Y hola desde Tallahassee. Lo siento, mi español es muy triste, pero estoy trabajando de mejorar. Bienvenidos a Tallahassee Soccer Club en vivo, el mejor club de fútbol semiprofesional del mundo. So, Joe, just wanted to say hello because we have families, people, players from around the world. It is the international game, Joe. Want to say hi to all of the people out there. And we know there are some others and some alum. We see Kevin Lowe up here in the chat. K. Lowe, of course, a fan favorite here at TSC. Wishing him all the best. Hope he is well. And chasing his soccer dreams. Was a fantastic player here for TSC. Thrilling season. Iconic goals against Jacksonville and Southern States, and will forever live in TSC allure for his time spent with the Battle Lions. So shout out to him. But we're back underway here as we resume action. A little header from Troy Smith back there playing the left back. Of course, TSC, as you see in the Joel DeCastri era, rocking with a most common 3-5-2. As we have Azar kind of thread it through. And here's one of the newcomers, big number 19, Joe Warren, over from across the pond here. Joe? He's a fellow Joe, a Joe brethren of yours.
Yeah, good name.
Absolutely. Coming back in here, and good to have him into the mix. Of course, was able to catch up with him with an interview earlier in the season. I think we should have that available at halftime. We'll be able to give you some more information there as we have a series here with TSC about getting to know your Battle Lions, all the new faces coming in, and some of the old ones you may not know. This one gets dropped on back to the Mobile keeper. Of course, we don't have any kind of roster information from them, so if you're a person from Mobile around or in the area and you know the numbers or the players here, feel free to pipe them in the chat, and we'll give them some love as they deserve. We want to always respect our visitors, but of course, this is a hometown TSC broadcast. This is going to drop off to Fitzgerald, threaded through. Burkholter trying to thread it through a nice little piece of real estate there. And it's going to come up a little strong.
Yeah, a little strong there. He also took a right turn.
Skirt.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think I'll go in hit this time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But once again, it looks like after the resumption of play here, Joe, it has been quite the fun affair out here, and Tallahassee still looks nice and tight and sharp and precise. It looks like they didn't get any rust off of the break, it looks like.
No, they look pretty good.
Get a free kick here for AFC. They're going to drop it off here, try to go central, chested down. Nice little piece of control there, squared out for Mobile. Pressure there. That's one of the new men from the West Coast. This is dumped out of play. As you can see, number 10, Adrian Fontanelli from Chico State out west. Getting quite the pipeline going out there in California. Here's Joe Warren looking to turn here.
Yeah, a lot of players from California that comes this way.
Absolutely dropped it on back. Woo. Azalea able to get it out of trouble there. This is going to be one back by Mobile. And Azalea will dish to the side here for Smith. Smith with a great left foot, natural lefty. Loves to serve it long when he gets the chance. Warren with a nice little turn, looking to thread it through. Outside of the right foot, looking for Robertson. Pressure from Fitzgerald here as Mobile takes it back inside the box. Great cutoff by Robertson. Service into the middle. Looking to turn, flick to the outside, and it's cleared by Mobile. Great pressure here from TSC. Warren coming into the area. Mitchell also in the area, as is the youngster Braden Paul. Braden. Don't want to make that mistake again, Joe. Chested back. Here's Mitchell. Puts it on the turf to Fitzgerald. The Leon connection. Fitzgerald goes upper 90 in an absolutely clinical finish from the longtime captain. And like we said, the only battle lion to appear in all 5 seasons of action. And it's another one, Joe, here, 15th minute. It's Johnny Fitzgerald out into the score sheet, and it's another TSC goal! Fitzgerald, minutes, number 15.
They are playing fantastic. Here, a little drop back pass, and Fitzgerald rifled it in, right corner.
Of course, that'll put 3 on the first half. TSC, franchise record, 4 first-half goals, which we saw last year against another Gulf Coast Premier League team in Sowegans. Has a nice little spell here. Bennett Mitchell able to trap back and clear it out of play. Of course, TSC will have a little time off here before they get their home opener, Joe. Which is coming up on the 18th, so it's actually 2 weeks from now. So they'll have a little bit of off time before a new opponent to the conference. Miami Dutch Lions will come all the way up from South Florida. Service into the box, looking for Burkholter again. And that's the connection there. Paul and Burkholter have been dangerous.
That's going to be a great combination all season long.
Absolutely. Headed out previously by Leiva. Robertson giving some trouble. Mitchell will go all the way back to Gonzalez. Jorge Gonzalez in between the pipes. Leiva back to Gonzalez with a right foot. Out to Smith, who's playing his typical left back. And Joe, I'm pretty sure, I want to say there was one game that Trice was subbed out of, at least in conference play. So, of course, the exhibition was a little different. but I believe Trice played every minute of the season but about 4.
Wow. There's your Iron Man.
Absolutely. I was going to say he's the Cal Ripken of TSC, as it were, for those baseball fans out there. As we have a foul on TSC. This one's going to be about depth-wise 25 yards from goal, but as you can see, width-wise, it's going to be in between the margin of the would-be extended 18-yard box. So it looks like a two-man wall. Fitzgerald and Burkhalter going to stand over it right on the corner of the 18. 5 AFC Mobile players here in the box make it 6 as we have a player tumbled to the turf. And that's Lucas Lavia here. And it looks like the referee wants a little bit of a conference. That's what we talked about, Joe, is I refuse the term friendly. This is a preseason game. There's nothing friendly about what's going down in the box right there. Service going to be high and tall over the grandstand. And Gonzalez is going to have to get a new ball from one of the ball boys here from ASG. Of course, the youth program, ASG Warner, here in town, have a fantastic partnership, Joe, here with TSC, supporting from the youth, but also they've collaborated in an effort for some of the younger players as they have I guess it would be kind of reserve team / youth team that will compete in the Gulf Coast Premier League 2. So there's the Gulf Coast Premier League and then the Gulf Coast Premier League 2. The ASG Battle Lion team, ASG Battle Lions as they are being called, kind of a youth development league, will play in that GCPL2 league, Joe. So a cool little wrinkle addition here as well.
They'll play some of the same programs that the parent team plays.
Yeah, absolutely. So play Roots, Pensacola, and then I think there's one more team, maybe a South Georgia team in the mix that they're going to play as well. Centering ball here from Lavia, Warren, left foot, on over to the other side here to Trice Smith. Here, this is about the same time has expired since the break. So we had a early halftime, about 9 minutes and change here into this match with a lightning delay, and we've gone about 9 minutes and change here since we resumed. Robertson's going to drop it back off to Lavia, back to Gonzalez, swing it around the back. Nice little triangle football there, Joe. Algalea getting some touches. Once again, great to see Rafa back here with the squad. Really tough with the workload here over at FSU doing law school. Great to see him get in the mix here. A beautiful touch by Fontanelli. One of the new guys' service. It's a Leon connection. Fitzgerald to Mitchell. Back to Mitchell with the rip. Burkhalter looks like a ball to hand, and he rips
Handball.
it off the crossbar. But like you said, Joe, it's going to be coming back.
Handball, little obvious.
Woo!
But you love the way Tallahassee is attacking.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Joe. And, of course, you see it in a lot of different manners here from TSC. And you think about it being a preseason game and, of course, with some different people entering the lineups. And, you know, in the DeCastri era, there's been a lot of kind of bodies coming through. And it is a tense atmosphere. So a lot of these guys are playing for playing time right here, trying to prove their worth. But as far as people who are getting some good minutes, Burkhalter has taken advantage. He's played absolutely fantastic up top.
Yeah, absolutely. And Paul's played fantastic as well. You got a couple of high school products out there. You have Paul, who's a Wakulla graduate.
Ooh, interesting. They let it go as it takes a tumble into the box. One of the Mobile defenders getting tangled up on the far side there. They let it go, and we keep on rolling here.
Play on.
I'm loving Fontanelli's play, too. Of course, Adrian, number 10, Chico State man we were talking about earlier, dropping into position, filling needs, a great kind of – he's got the number 10 on, and he's acting very much like a facilitate number 10. Oh, a little error in the back here. An opportunity for Mobile, physicality going, and the ref points at the spot. Rafa.
Oh, we may have a penalty kick.
Rafa gets on the hook for a PK going against TSC. So this will be interesting, Joe. Of course, haven't really had much test for Gonzalez. Not much of a more difficult task for a keeper than taking a PK.
And you got to guess which way the shooter's going to go.
It's going to be a big windup, too. He's taking about a 6-7 yard windup. Gonzalez with some bounces on his toes, trying to stay limber. A little side-to-side left-footed delivery. He's going to go right down Main Street. Gonzalez holds it, and he is able to calm the nerves. Waits till the kick is made, and they go right down Main Street. Gonzalez in fantastic position. And so TSC will keep the 0 up the scoreboard for the defenders. Fontanelli is going to go back to Gonzalez. And Trey Smith gets all the way through past Fitzgerald, but Alcalá in great position. Here's Warren going through. Nice little delivery. Here's your boy Paul trying to thread it through to Robertson. And tracked back here by Mobile. Service through Fontanelli with the cutoff. Here's Warren, pressure from behind him. Hold serve, looking for Burkhalter. A little strong. Mobile puts it out of play, but that'll be a TSC throw-in here on the near side. Very dangerous position. And it looks like Zuri will go ahead and take it here as we get into the 24th minute here. It'll be spilled out. Here, Mobile taking some control. Robertson, great pressure. Burkhalter going back to goal inside the box. And, of course, cleared out of danger for us there.
And we may have our first corner kick.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see too many games where we've gone this long with no corner kick.
Yeah, like you said, pretty calculated, pretty controlled. And so, you know, that usually adds up to keeping it in play situation. Not much cornerings here as Burkhalter tries to throw it to the back of the 6-yard box.
And the ball ends up in the parking lot.
Yeah, it looks like it rockets off Trice's forehead. But it got a piece of Mobile, so they're going to throw it on over to the other side. And so it looks like Fontanelli will take this one over on the far side. Tries to fake quick. Johnny pops out. They're going to go short. A little switch up here. Gives it to Bennett Mitchell at the 18. Threads it through to Burkhalter. It's cleared by Mobile. They try to launch a counterattack. This is an opportunity for Mobile, which they have not had many in open play, but able to collect back. And Mitchell doing a good job of filling the position here. Gonzalez, Alcalá, Warren will cycle it around.
A little dangerous there. Goalie just stood there, wait for ball to come to him, and the Mobile player was bearing down on him.
There have been a couple times a little bit of a dangerous stuff. I don't know if the ball is a little heavy, the turf is a little with the rain that we had, but some risky action coming out of the back.
Yeah, you got to be a little quicker on. You got to be a little quicker because you got to pay attention to who's coming.
Might be a little bit of a different story. Getting away with it now, Joe, but a little bit different story when Miami comes to town in a couple weeks. Out on the perimeter to Fitzgerald. Good ball by Burkhalter. 3 Lions in the box. Drops it on back. Bennett Mitchell opens up the right foot, but he leaned back. Leaned back with the rock away, and it's out over the top of the upright here. So it'll be out for a Mobile free kick.
The field goal was good, by the way.
Field goal is good.
As it split the uprights.
I believe that, to my knowledge, Bennett does not have a regular or an MPSL goal. Well, a regular season goal post-COVID, Joe, according to my records. So, Mitchell, a good opportunity there.
That will change this year.
27th. It's good to have Bennett back. He's a long-time member here of this Battle Line squad. Of course, he's one of those Lion lifers, it seems. He was a former Leon Lion here, the oldest high school in the state of Florida here in Tallahassee, right off of Tennessee Street, downtown campus. Joe, I know you're very familiar with the old Leon Lions. Had a number of players come through with Leon connections here in the TSC family. Obviously, Fitzgerald and Mitchell here giving them some pride here today. This one set back. Burkhalter, Fontanelli. Nice little worm burner, but keeper in good position there for Mobile.
A little bit of congested area.
Oh, and this one's a stealer. Paul with the left foot buries it side netting. Great position, good pressure. And the youngster continues to capitalize on opportunities here. That's going to be the 4th for TSC, 28th minute. It's going to be the 2nd here for Braden Paul. And yet another one, Joe, 4th time of the season. It's a TSC goal! 28th minute. Braden Paul, 2nd of the season. And these 4 first-half goals ties a TSC first-half goal franchise record, Joe.
They are just looking good. They have 7 shots on goal so far. 4 of them has been goals.
Absolutely. It's going to be threaded through. Mitchell trying to find Paul. And Paul, who's had a great couple of seasons at the high school level for Wakulla, is in form here. This one's kind of squared out and goes out of play. So it'll be over to Mobile here on the TSC side. Be interested to see how Mobile does as they kind of come back and are growing back the program a little bit, Joe. Of course, GCPL, great league. Of course, Sawegan's in there as well. They've got a very regionalized, localized setup and a lot of fun. Some really solid organizations there. Robertson, Burkhalter. He's trying to chase down Paul, and this one is back to the keeper. As Burkhalter got off to the lead of goals here early, but Paul has snapped it away from him here, Joe.
Yeah.
Of course, 30th minute, TSC looking on the offensive end. Very clean, very calculated. Gonzalez will pick it up and roll it out to Trice Smith. His 2nd season here as a Battle Lion. And Trice is a great kind of defender to have, you know. One of the older guys on the team, Joe. He's been around, played some good ball out at Humboldt State collegiately. His career out there, once again, California. He's one of the blue-collar boys. He's in there working full-time, and when he's not working,
he's here.
Over at the bank, he's working here, Joe.
And we have a foul.
This one kick back in play here as we're getting ready to resume action. Fitzgerald over the ball. Of course, our boy Johnny Fitzgerald. Of course, with the captainship, it looks like both of them are offsides, Joe. Way to hold the line there here for TSC. It's a little easier to do when you got the 3 defenders to try to bump up the line and get everybody on the same page.
And then you got 2 guys that are got behind them, but you have to. In the rules soccer, it's got to be onside, which means your 2 has to be pretty much in line with the other 3.
Or they need 2 players on the other side of them. But yes, when everybody's in comunicado like that, it makes it very difficult for the opposing front line. Blasted in with pace here to Fontanelli. He's going to spill it out to Levia. Throwing it out. Tried to thread it through. Looking for Fitzgerald. Dropped it off beautifully. Here's Paul. Paul sitting on a brace. Looking if he can complete it. Beautiful ball. Bennett Mitchell. We just talked about him selfishly. Puts it in, and it looks like Fitzgerald on the score sheet.
And
as it goes in. And Mitchell could have shot if he wanted to, Joe. but he decided to play the good teammate there, laid it off to his longtime friend Johnny Fitzgerald, and the Leon Lyon connection puts it in. TSC record 5 first-half goals here in the preseason match 2024. Johnny Fitzgerald now with 2, so he caught the youngster, and they're off and rolling. Or they're still rolling. They're not off and rolling,
No,
Joe.
they've been rolling.
Yeah, they've been done rolling, as they'd say, up and around these parts, Joe.
They've been rolling since the game started.
Absolutely. So Fitzgerald will put us in 32nd minute for Fitzgerald. And I'm telling you, Joe, Fitzgerald's got a certain quality. He's like a long tenured running back. He's just going to hang around, and it feels like he gets 2, 3, 4 goals a season, and eventually he's just going to keep chipping away. He's going to have that franchise record. Threads it through. Here's Barcoulter, full head of steam, getting into the box. He's one of the 3 goal scorers we have today as Fitzgerald tries to chip it over.
Yeah,
a little bit of a seal dive there. Ref's not buying it. Mobile going on the counter. Look at Mitchell get back on defense. Beautifully done.
Wow, he was way over here, and he caught up with the guy.
Absolutely. Mitchell, fantastic. And he's always been one grit, aggressive, getting after it. That is very much on brand for Bennett Mitchell. Joe, we've seen over his 3+ years here for TSC. Trey Smith to Mitchell, looking for Fontanelli. Mobile's going to take this one away. Tried to do a little deke there, but a little too strong. It's going to go out of play on that left side, about 30 yards from goal, right on that kind of fringe of the attacking third.
Yeah, but it's Tallahassee's ball on side out.
Yeah, back around. Alcalea, back to Gonzalez. A little bit of pressure for Mobile. And to me, Joe, if Mobile's going to get one, it's going to be pressure up top. Because we've seen Tallahassee's been, like we talked about.
A little slow.
Yeah, little slow with some risky ones, but offensively very sharp. Here's Paul off the header from Mitchell, trying to cut it back and get around. He has Burkhalter trying to put it back on his right foot, centering ball. Here's Warren.
And Mobile had a player in perfect position in front of him.
Yep, 2 players right in front of Warren, and they're able to collect and take care of business. Paul is offside, so he lets it go, plays on, but Burkhalter can give chase here. And that's a great example, Joe, as you see Paul, though, unfortunately, a little hitch in the giddy-up, it looks like, as he's kind of limping back. Fitzgerald going to get on top of this one, drops it off to Fontanelli, square it off here to Warren. Right foot back to Alcalea. Lavia, and the whole back line will shift a little bit. Good conducting of traffic. Warren fills space. Lavia, Alcalea, service over the top. Ooh, how about that ball? And bring down Mitchell. Back across, looking for Burkhalter. That's a handball. Oh, incidental, they say. Wow, all right. Okay. Play on. Letting them play.
Well, I guess even for the refs, it's preseason.
True. And they can really, I mean, theoretically, Joe, since it is a quote-unquote friendly, they can really make up the rules as they want. So we know there's unlimited substitutions here, especially with Mobile. For them, they only brought 13 dudes to play today. So they are subbing pretty often. They got to keep the bodies fresh.
And all those guys you see down there on Tallahassee bench, I got a hunch second half you're going to see a lot of them.
Yeah, you'll probably see a couple of them chip on through here. We got some familiar faces down there. And great win. Like the challenge here from Warren. He's got 3 battle lines in the box. Service is going to be nasty to Burkhalter. Burkhalter looking for his second. Chested here down by Bennett Mitchell. 37th minute of action. TSC shows no signs offensively of slowing down. Fontanelli with the takeover. Back over to Mitchell, over to Fitzgerald, back to Alcalea, who's about midfield. Everybody but Gonzalez is in the attacking half. Perimeter stretch to Robertson. Paul with a little bit of hold up. Nice little give and go. Robertson on the turf. That's a beautiful ball. Goes back post. Fontanelli Shoot, Adrian! And he drops it back off, and it's a centering ball. Burkholder able to chest it down in control, tries to thread it through back to Fontanelli. They say he's onside. A rip from the perimeter. It's a deflection off Bennett Mitchell's right foot. So credit of the goal here to B-Mitch, but it took a deflection somewhere along the way. But that will be number 6 here for TSC. And that will be a single game franchise record here for goals, Joe. 6.
And on 11 shots.
There you go.
11 shots on goal, and they got 6 goals.
Absolutely. Bennett Mitchell, 4th man to hit the score tally here today for Tallahassee. And we have a little substitution, and it looks like Logan Paul. Excuse me, I did it again. So sorry, Braden.
Oh, gosh.
Braden Paul, my goodness. Braden Paul, so sorry, Braden. He'll take a seat.
You're not talking about the WWE wrestler named Logan Paul.
I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Here,
So sorry, Braden. That's on me. I'm in preseason form, Joe. That's for sure.
we all are.
See, that's the problem with having to stream through YouTube. You see some other content that you don't necessarily want to see, and that's some of the content that kind of pops up for me. Tries to thread it through, and Mobile will win this one back here. Good chase out of the box as we have new substitute going on. Of course, we've got kind of the hybrid jerseys for those with the astute eyes or those who are some old heads from TSC. You'll notice that new substitutes got some black sleeves there. Of course, they don't have enough jerseys with the amount of players that they have. So, of course, in a friendly, as they call it, exhibition, you know, there's no rules on substitutes, so there's a lot more players than would be on your active roster. And so they got to dip into the pool.
And they have to bring out some jerseys from the past.
Absolutely.
Here, which is why I say in a game like this, it's already 6-0 as we're approaching halftime.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of these other guys that's been sitting on the bench in the second half.
Absolutely. And there's some dangerous personnel down there in the bench, Joe. It is not, when they go to the bench, it is not a B team. I'll tell you that based on the personnel down there, my man. So it'll be fun, but that's the thing, right?
That's the thing about preseason game. You give everybody a chance. Coaches get a chance to watch the video, here, make adjustments, and then set your rotations up for 2 weeks from now.
Absolutely. And just those combinations, right? So who's playing well, but who's playing well with those other players to find links, find connections, establish some chemistry. It's not something you can just jam into place. It's got something that has to kind of experiment in the lab, as you're saying, Joe.
I can already see one combination that you're going to see a lot. That's Paul and Bennett Mitchell, and who together on the field at the same time.
Robertson tries to thread it through into traffic here. Gets a little congested. Fontanelli has a go from about 27 out.
That field goal's no good, by the way.
Woo! So 1 for 2 on the day, right?
Yeah, we're 1 for 2.
1 for 2 on field goals.
As that one missed just a hair right.
That may be a makeup. You know, Fontanelli as the distributor, kind of that classic number 10, right, Joe? He was sitting on it in the box and ended up passing. So maybe he's like, you know what, next one that I'm kind of thinking about, I'm going to go for it. And this one, maybe he's like, hey, let's take a rip.
Hey, because, you never know. There may come a time during the regular season you might need that.
Absolutely. He's got to break his TSC seal, you know. All his records and performance and metrics, numbers and, you know, accomplishments that he was putting up at Chico State, slate is wiped clean. He's graduated. This is the next chapter here at TSC, so he's got to write a different chapter of the Fontanelli soccer story. Ball threaded on the outside. Warren, a nicely weighted ball. Gets to the outside shoulder here. Bennett Mitchell drops it off here to Fitzgerald. Oh, Burkholder back to Mitchell. Left-footed cross. Tried to hit TSC. Collected, and
Deflected.
Fitzgerald's feeling good here. Takes another rip. How about Fitzgerald sliding in here? You know, he was the third Battle Lion to get a goal, but he gets a couple pretty quick. So him and Paul, you know, Paul's now been subbed out of the game, Joe.
Yeah,
So Fitzgerald.
I can see a pretty darn good front line here. You got Bennett, Fitzgerald, and Paul.
Yeah.
And then you put a fourth guy with him. Here, I would say the other teams better to be wary of this.
Yeah, and this is interesting. So with this kind of formation and this personnel is because this is what I'm interested in. When you do have our returning players, where will they fit in and what gets disrupted, both in a good way and a bad way, right? Well, like, what's the flow? And so Fitzgerald is taking more of an aggressive offensive stance because he doesn't have to be kind of that distributor, which it looks like Fontanelli is kind of going to be taking over those duties this year.
But then you got to remember something, and no disrespect in the Mobile team, but the competition Tallahassee will see down the road is more on Tallahassee's level.
True. True. Yeah, if you look at it, and of course, you know, something we can talk about maybe at halftime or just kind of referencing now, if you assemble the theoretical U.S. soccer pyramid, as Robertson comes back to square this one off here to Gonzalez. So you put him into the mix. Robertson, as we kind of circle back. But, yeah, so back with the theoretical table. So once you get below Tier 3, it's amateur, semi-pro, right? Mm-hmm. So there's no official tiers of that. But theoretically, TSC would be fourth tier in the U.S. pyramid. And so Mobile would be theoretical fifth tier, as you kind of think about it in an assembly. It's not clean, it's not direct, but just as far as being in a national league, being in a regional league, that's what's kind of going on here. So TSC once again on the offensive here. Fontanelli taking a tumble. He's got some nice bright blue cleats. Who's your favorite on the cleat watch, Joe? The boots, as they call them. Who's got the best boots on TSC that you've seen so far today? As we approach halftime here, 45th minute.
Fontanelli looks pretty good. Yeah. Paul's looks good. Bennett Mitchell's look good.
What do you think about Zuri? Zuri had the orange cleats last year, but he's only got the left foot orange. He's going with a little mismatch here. You feeling it or no?
Maybe for today. But, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Oh, that looks like a great save here. I think it's Fitzgerald. Oh, but he might. And he gets credit for it. He backheels it off a Mobile player.
And he's going to get a corner kick.
Goes off of him. Very well done.
And he is going to get a corner kick for all that.
Very well done. Very well done.
Well, in preseason, you can get away with a few things, but once the regular season comes, no.
Yep. Maybe. You never know. Fontanelli gets the corner of the 6. Oh, I thought Orrin was going to have a go, put on the helmet and ride the bike there. Tries to thread it through. There's Trice Smith up in the box. The left back wants some action here, and Robertson and Smith put on the pinch. Service going here, and Smith is taken down, and that's the old domino effect. Trice gets taken down, and then he takes somebody else down, and that will take us to the halftime break. TSC 6, Mobile nothing. So, of course, we're going to head over to the halftime break as we put a pause on things. So, we know you had a good amount of commercials if you joined us through the intermission. So, we'll keep those at a minimum here. But we're going to jump out. That way we can catch our breath, make sure our stats and our numbers are correct. And we've got to get some of these personnel changes. But there's some cool changes around the program we want to keep you updated with. But as you can see there, a big 6-pack on the board here for TSC. Come right on back after the break. And while we have a chance, we want to thank our wonderful 2023 community sponsors. For TSC, it couldn't be done without them. Archangel Security Agency, committed to excellence. State license number B3200594, the official security company of Tallahassee Soccer Club. The Southern Group. Ruvos. Corinne Johnson and the Curly Girl team. Bannerman Landscape. The Concrete Yeti. City of Tallahassee. Marquee Software. Grova Creative. And broadcast partner Varsity Sports Network Tallahassee. Don't forget the other ones: Smitty's Tap House, Michelle Arsenault, Young Actors Theater, DSG, Visit Tallahassee, TOC, Proof Brewing Company, Rabana and Ritchie, Tally Mac Shack, Envision Credit Union. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, TSC and community partners. Like we said, couldn't be done without you. Thank you for your funding and support and partnership for something truly uniquely Tallahassee and truly special. And welcome back here to Tallahassee, the capital of the Sunshine State here in Florida. I refuse the name friendly, so we're going to call this a preseason match here
I
between
think it sounds better.
TSC and Mobile, our old rival friends from
The Azalea City.
the GCPL. But yes, the Azalea City, Joe, as you can see on their logo. I don't know if you can see it well there, the little flower that we have going on. But yes, sir, as we get into halftime. Joe, you got some numbers for us? What do we? How'd the action go here?
Predictably, when it's 6-0, who do you think the stats are going to tend to favor? Tallahassee.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they have 3 corner kicks to 0 for Mobile. I can't remember a game where I have not seen the other team get a corner kick.
Mm-hmm.
Free kicks are 3 each. Fouls, really no issue here, 5-4. Tallahassee with 6 goals on 11 shots.
Not bad.
Not bad, but I promise you, when the regular season gets here in 2 weeks, it is not going to be as easy. To Mobile, by my count, no shots. Side out, 13-7. Goal kicks, because there's been so much action down at the other end, 7-1 Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
And their goalie with 4 saves. And I have Tallahassee with 1, but actually that 1 is Mobile, so it's actually 5-0.
So it's good. Good when keeper doesn't have much action, Joe. But he does get credit for the save on the PK.
Yeah, that's right. My bad. You see, even I'm in preseason form.
There we go, as we all are. But, of course, quick recap on goals as we had the stats. 2nd minute, Dylan Burkhalter puts it in. 4th minute, Braden Paul. 15th minute, Johnny Fitzgerald. 28th minute, Braden Paul completes his brace. Of course, then Fitzgerald gets his brace in the 32nd minute. Bennett Mitchell, before halftime, puts it in for lucky number 6 in the 38th minute to get it where we are now. Braden Paul has been subbed out into the game. We didn't get it, but Yaz Omri into the match here for TSC from University of the Pacific. One of the new guys coming in here this year. And he was active. Of course, he's got the dark sleeves on. He's got the throwback jersey going here from the one of the original years here for TSC, as I think they have just about 25, rolling about 25 deep today, as opposed to the typical 18 limit that they get in conference. So, been fun to see some of the new faces going around, but a lot of changes in TSC country here, Joe. As, of course, We have a lot going on with the program. Of course, the conference.
Oh, the conference has
Has
taken
evolved.
a dramatic different look.
Absolutely. So you can see here on the screen, this is what the new conference looks like. So those have been around TSC program. You see some new faces. Here you have an expansion team up in Columbus, Georgia.
And those of y'all who may end up going to that game later on in the year, they play on the Columbus team plays up on the north side.
North side,
Off
Columbus.
Schaumburg Road, down at Connect Stadium where Shaw High School is. If you need directions, get in touch with me.
There you go.
Because I have done a lot of games at Connect Stadium here with football.
There you go. Find Joe Ward. He'll hook you up. And then
I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up with the directions to get to Connect.
Okay, so then we're going to go down a familiar foe that we know, the New Orleans Jesters. They've been around. Another familiar foe, Pensacola, same team. They're going to be in here as well. Of course, 850 Cup rival. Noticeable absences here, Southern States and Florida Roots. Both no longer fielding in NPSL teams, so they have made some changes. Both of them will be fielding GCPL teams again, so they will be playing amongst the mix of the Mobiles of the world. So I think it would come into playoffs because they are in that kind of central GCPL conference, but they could potentially cross paths with them. But I know the Florida Roots will definitely be playing AFC like the olden days. So we continue, obviously, Tallahassee, your boys, you know them. Jacksonville, familiar foe, the U23 team, once again here in the NPSL ranks. Then it starts to get interesting because for those unfamiliar with the bigger landscape of the league, we've gotten merged with a conference of South Florida teams.
And 1 year ago, they were just simply dominated by Naples, Florida.
Yeah.
Well, guess who joins the conference? Naples.
Yep, absolutely.
And they also got a partner coming with them from the same town.
Yep, of course, you have Global Soccer Pathways, GSP, as we'll notate them here. Naples GSP or GSP Naples, you'll see it some way. Both in Naples, both playing at the same stadium.
And they're
Joe?
and I believe he was telling me this last night at the meeting, owned by the same person.
There's definitely affiliation there. And then, of course, Miami going to top us off, the Miami Dutch Lions down there in South Florida. I'd be interested to see where they play this year because that could drastically dictate travel. So last year they played down at Monsignor Pace, the high school down there in Miami. But, of course, you know, depending on if you're downtown, you're South Miami, you're North Miami, you're more Fort Lauderdale, like Inter Miami, the MLS team is, then, you know, that could change drastically of what you have going on. So let's take you up to date of what else the program's had going on here as we kind of transition, look at what we have going on still at halftime here. Of course, we talked about it. Oh, let's get that scoreboard out of the way here as we are in halftime. Apologize for the double up there. But we had the merger that we talked about, Gulf Coast League 2 team, ASG Battle Lions, kind of cementing that legacy. Of course, Tallahassee's 200th anniversary. They put out a commemorative jersey. And, of course, Tallahassee Soccer putting out some new teams, putting out some new merch, as they do. Of course, fulfilled their local soccer kind of aspirations of well. Another 850 All-Star game. As you'll probably see some familiar faces the next year or two. We know we've seen Braden Paul come through there already, some of the guys' teams here. Of course, we know Coach BMAC over at the left. Brian McDonald, he's an assistant here with TSC. And, of course, here's the other squad. Of course, there's Coach Warner, who's involved with the ASG program, really alongside Coach Joe DeCastri facilitating that relationship with ASG. So that's great to see as we have the other team there. And, of course, over on the ladies' side as well, of course, having the all-star game for the guys and the girls. We see Coach Z over there, who's heading up the McClay program. He's also heavily involved here with TSC as well. But just a great kind of community output and what we have going here from the program. Early in the spring, it's an early March tradition. Really cool to see them do that for the high schools because beforehand, 3-4 years ago, there was nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing for the area teams here in the soccer scene. And Tallahassee's on the rise, so great to see these players being honored.
It's also getting big up in South Georgia as well.
There you go. There you go. Of course, being so close to the border, TSC really hits on both fronts there. And, of course, also had some exhibitions with the National Armed Services Tournament up in Georgia. So as the U.S. Marines team and the U.S. Air Force national soccer team came through and played TSC in a couple of exhibitions, so you can see them there. I believe this one was with the Air Force, if I'm not mistaken, the picture at the bottom there. But, of course, having some of the games with the service club there. You can see the group shot with both of those. So that was a really cool flavor that they did there. Of course, the armed services personnel, of course, thanking them for their service.
Amen to that.
Honoring them, and just really cool to see a unique opportunity because the teams reached out. They're like, hey, we're going to be around. We're trying to pick up games. We heard you guys have a team. Let's get together. And boom, that's basically how it happened. A couple emails, and then we're playing soccer. But really cool, and they did a couple cool things to honor the servicemen, so thanks for that. That was really neat, but that's what the program has going on. Then we have, of course, had the launch party here with the families. Of course, TSC for the kids, right? Had the youth showing up. As always, the players love meeting the kids, signing autographs, as you'll see them do. And, of course, head coach Joel DeCastro there. You can see him bottom right. You won't see him tonight, of course, as we talked about. If you're just joining us, he's getting ready for his wedding. So he is absent here from the coaching staff. But Coach Solari, Coach BMAC, and the rest of the squad have been doing, Coach Augustine, have been doing a fantastic job guiding the ship here. And, of course, Coach Bruno, who's back in the fold here for TSC, been fantastic. Half a soccer here for TSC. So we're hoping to see some of these guys here later in the season, Joe, but TSC a lot of success last year and headed in a positive direction. So you see these new players, and you asked me, you said, where are they coming from? Or how did they end up in Tallahassee, right?
Some of them come, a lot of it comes word of mouth.
Absolutely.
With you get one player get talking about it, he has a buddy or two, and they say, oh, they want to come down here.
Yeah.
Here, and sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, and here we go. So here's kind of our connection. We'll go through our little breadcrumbs. So we got our boy Rafa, who was in the team last year, right? Mm-hmm. So he's got a buddy who TSC has announced these guys have not shown up to camp yet. So they're still like college up in Evansville in Indiana. So Rafa buddies with Sam Vivas. And so, or Jose Vivas, excuse me. And so then, of course, him and John Varela going to come in from Evansville with a connection. Rafa said, hey, we got a great team, great organization. Why don't you guys come through? Boom. Two guys just like that from Indiana. No ties to Indiana, but like you said, Joe, the connections. Another cool connection and a talented attacker that I hope we see here is Lau, pictured on the right. But Ethan Stewart, our boy out at SAGU, I like to call it SWAGU, Southwest Assemblies of God University out there in Texas. Of course, his teammate, he was telling his teammate Lau, he said, hey, we got an awesome team back home. You know, Ethan Stewart, lifelong Lion. So he went to Leon Lion. He's a battle Lion, and SAGU, also the Lions, Joe. But he says, hey, why don't you come back to summer, play a little soccer with me? Boom. Yep. And just coming on in.
That's all it takes.
Yep. And you see what's going on. You see the love that, of course, the people at here in TSC, Tallahassee loves the soccer, Joe. Uh-huh. And that's what it's boiled down to. And you get a lot of great community support, and a lot of cool things are happening. And there's some other players that are still to come in with those connections. But we can't officially announce those yet. So the president told us to keep those under wraps, but there's more reinforcements coming, Joe. So exciting times here for TSC as we're at the halftime marker. Getting ready to resume action. Have about less than a minute. We can intend to have a lot of substitutions coming up here, Joe. So we will try to keep you up to date of who's in, who's out, who's sitting, who's on the bench, who's coming back in, and what our general flow is here this afternoon. But like we said, Always an honor to get it going here with TSC. And so it doesn't go unsaid, Joe. Just want to thank all the volunteers and all the people who care about this program, support this program. We know it's preseason, but they're out here. They're getting it going. First game of the year. Of course, you think about, the king and queen of TSC, Chris Petley. Of course, Raquel Simon Petley as well. The rest of the board, Brett, Brent, everybody involved with the program. And it's truly a family affair. So though we say those people's names, they're loved ones as well, helping out along the cause. And just a great community atmosphere here for TSC. It's been a fantastic ride, and hopefully continue to have a rise here as they started getting it going last year, Joe. Mm-hmm. Really starting to build and really starting to kind of hit their stride.
And they made the playoffs last year, so expectations are going to be higher this year.
Absolutely.
You want to take the next step.
Yep.
You got a feel for what it was like to be in the playoffs, and you played one of the big head honchos, Southern States, and really that was a game you should have won here. Now you want to come back and you want more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look about it, so they were the best team in the league. They won the league. They went to the Elite Eight in the National League. They went to the regional semifinal here in the South. And TSC beat them at home 1-0. They tied them on the road 3-3, and they took them to the brink in one of the most entertaining playoff matchups I have seen in quite some time, Joe. A 3-2 thriller after some absolutely insane weather out there in Mississippi in early July.
I have got to ask you this question.
Yes.
My brother and I, James, we got to see a portion of that game online.
Yes.
Did you and Trent make the trip out to Mississippi?
Yes, sir. We were out in Mississippi, and that was quite the journey, quite the story that we had getting out there. Is Diego Azar making an appearance here, former Thomas University man. Of course, Argentinian. And he was one of the more underrated players. He's number 12. He's in here on the near side of the field as we have a bevy of substitutions.
Like I mentioned, when it's 6-0, you know you're going to clear the bench and let these other guys get in there and get some time. Mm-hmm. Because you may find a few within this group that you're going to keep around when the regular season gets here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, of course, with the really compacted season that they have this year, Joe.
Depth is going to be everything.
Absolutely. So you've got to keep these bodies ready and good to go here as we have a hold-up here with TSC as Azar will once again get it going. It's to Omri. Back to Fontanelli. To Omri with a nice little bit of control. Throws it through to Fitzgerald. Tries to weave it through. And it'll go back here to Mobile. As they'll look to cycle around back to the keeper. We do have a keeper change. Martin Yusuf in goal here for Gonzalez.
A little bit of a taller individual.
Oh, yeah.
That was the thing he was mentioning last night in the meeting. Some of these new players are bigger.
Yeah, got some big boys back there. As here's a nice pressure and takeaway. Azar, left foot, can't get around it. So it'll go over the top into the soccer game there.
And they never saw it. Well,
yeah.
one kid saw it. One saw it.
There's a future battle alliance, Joe. 8 to 10 years, we'll see them playing out here, man.
Yeah, they're all. The rest of them were just all. We're just playing our own game. Don't mind us. And one kid saw the ball and he said, "I'm going to go get it."
Yep. And that's the beauty of with the stadium construction, Joe, and how they've kind of reorganized it. They've put a fence there into that little cut through, and so now there is a nice field where the kids can just go and play. So family-friendly ballpark gets increasingly more family-friendly here, Joe. So the kids get in free, under 13, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Sweet deal to come out here in the summer. So you could have a kid, you could have a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You could have 12 kids, and as long as they're 13 or under, you're good to go. Mm-hmm. You only got to pay for the adults.
Yeah. That might be a bummer at times.
Might get a little bit of a tough little food bill there from the food trucks if you got to buy the whole pack some dinner there, Joe. But, yeah, absolutely. Of course, season ticket packages, individual game tickets. Of course, check out, we have the link in the description below. And we'll also, hopefully, next time we have an opportunity with a break, we'll try to put a QR code up for it. But if you want the easy route, click those 5 more home games here for TSC. Some of the new opponents, great threaded through. A little work here with Lamado. And flip side of the field here for Yaz. Omri's going to chase it down. Has Azar poking through, but he's going to take it back centrally. Squares it off. A little touch looking for Fontanelli. And it's going to be tracked down. And there's our boy. So both of our Sagu dudes are in now. Ethan Stewart, number 8, and Lau Coimbra, number 22, are in the mix. So, of course, you always love to see it here, Joe, the kind of global game being played out. Of course, Lau, Brazilian heritage, Fontanelli, Italian heritage, Azar, Argentinian. Great to see. Cool. The world coming to us here in Tallahassee, Joe, and vice versa. Throw in here, Fontanelli back to Azar. Chest it down. And they could really call handball or throw in here. Pick your poison. Either one's going to TSC. I don't know what that Mobile guy's doing.
I'm not sure what that was about.
Oh, falls in the box. Lamaudo! It's going to be taken away. Great opportunity. He may have my favorite cleats of the day, though. And it looks like Stewart putting it back on his left. Beautiful chip looking for Azar. And a little too tough to handle. Tries to keep it in play.
And he kicks it right over the scoreboard.
That's way back there out of play. Hitting the old food truck there.
No, it was even over the food truck.
No, on the way back. Yeah, way over the food truck, but they didn't hit it on the way back. So much power there. Dispossessed Omri, now going to serve it to Fitzgerald. Keeps it in play. Well done. Has Azar in support. Tries to thread him through. And Azar's going to chop him down. Azar, of course, we talked about him last season. I think underrated, Joe. Had an absolutely fantastic game in that playoffs. He absolutely gave it a fantastic game out there. Diego laid it on down, and they were going after him, too. He was a target. They made him work for it, him and Stafford Dowling. Of course, the prolific goal scorer last year. Having some great combinations on that left-hand side. And that was another kind of formation change we didn't really talk about. So in this iteration of TSC, Joe, we had Zuri playing on the right side. But instead of the defensive, he was their right back last year a lot of the times. He was up in the right midfield, which is a more familiar position to him. That he was in kind of Florida High and a little more typical when he was at Georgia Southwestern. So you start to see these little pieces. And a lot of these guys are very versatile. As this one goes back, Fitzgerald, or Azar Stewart, Fontanelli, Lamaudo trying to get it on it. Looks like it's going to be a handball coming out of the box here. They're going to go quick with it. Pressure coming out of the back as Stewart putting some pressure on. As he goes after it. Free kick here from Mobile, about 25 yards from goal. Coming out of the back. As TSC with a franchise record, 6 goals this afternoon. As TSC playing, this is a dangerous one. Martin does well. Thought about it. Went for it, thought about it. Eventually came out. But met it well to prevent some trouble. But Mobile back on it now. And the ref did not like that one. So we'll draw it back. It's going to be a free kick. And this is a dangerous position. Joe, if you have a good free kick taker, this is an absolute fantastic spot. You're inside the near post. So basically, regardless of what footing you are, you can go at either post.
Mm-hmm.
And so it looks like the AFC man confidently lining up.
The wall is at about the 3-yard line here. He could go for that left post because the goalie is over here on the right side.
Right. So 3-yard line of the football field. So he's about 13 yards from the goal line. So Yusuf's lining him up on that near post. So he's going to try to cover the back post.
So but also you could go on a quickie.
Mm-hmm.
Pass it to somebody who might slide open.
There is a mismatch of players of personnel. There is an extra Mobile player on the far side. He goes for goal, goes low. Yusuf to his right. Save, double save for Yusuf. Third one coming is up and over the bar. And Samarn Yusuf with 2 saves in a span of 2 seconds, Joe. He had more than Gonzalez had in the first half.
And those were good quality shots by Mobile.
Absolutely. And at least from the little sequence we've seen here out of Yusuf and what we saw out of Gonzalez, both do well, get to the ground. He took care of business on his line. He said, hey, you guys get the front post. I'm going to get the back. And then the shot went low, back post, and he took care of it. Got the rebound as well. So, of course, the keeper fraternity has always been strong here at TSC, and it looks like the new chapter is as well. Here goes Lamaudo on the field. Great speed, trying to beat his defender. Somehow maintains possession. Contact from the keeper. And that's a tough one. You got to watch those knees because the keeper is going down low. And as you try to lunge for that ball, it leaves you very in a vulnerable position for the attacker. And hopefully Lamaudo is okay as he's down
tough
on the field.
That's a tough play because you're coming in low for starters, and you got a defender that is right behind you as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. As far as height goes, you know, the goalie's shoulder is going to be in the area of your knee as he's kind of sliding in. And then, like you said, the pressure from behind from the defender lurking down on you, it's typically not a good recipe, and you see players get injured with that pretty frequently. Lamaudo seems to be up and spry, maybe a little stinger. If nothing else, the adrenaline's carrying him through right now, Joe. As Mobile in possession tries to weed to the outside, little hesitations, but it's going to be won back by TSC. Donovan Shumate on the win here, and it's going to be taken away. Mobile wants a crack from 30. They want to test Yusuf, but he's up to the task, and that's the 3rd time he's dove to his right. All 3 times was on target. So Mobile picking up the intensity, and they're getting some action going here in the second half. And it looks like Lamaudo's onside. Keeper's coming way out of the box, and he's able to be up to the task and slides it out of danger. Risky move, but it worked out.
Dangerous play.
And he didn't hesitate, and that's the thing.
That's a good thing for Mobile. He didn't hesitate, but he was in trouble.
A little 1-2, Lau, Azar, back to Coimbra, and then it's going to be jarred free. Fontanelli back on top of it. It's going to be a foul from behind as Fontanelli takes a crack, and it's going to go into the youth game again there, Joe.
And let's see if somebody gets it. Yeah.
There you go.
I think somebody got it.
Good looking out. You wonder how long it would have to take before some of the parents start yelling over there, hey, Johnny, give us the ball back.
They still have the ball. Well, now the ball's back in.
Luckily, we've got a good rotation here of extras. So we're good to go. Here's Azar trying to thread through to Fontanelli. Omri also in the area. Alcalea says he's got this. We'll head it back to Yusuf. He's outside the box. 25 yards from the line.
But no Mobile player in the vicinity, so that's okay.
Right, no pressure. Yes, absolutely. Fitzgerald kind of coming back. Coimbra squares it off. There's the Sagu connection. Through ball to Lamaudo. Oh, tries to get the entry pass. And that's something that's been working a lot. And you can see Lamaudo's speed paying off in the perimeter. And that is a gettable action. I'm liking that combination so far as you look for notes to take away from this second half, Joe. That's something that sticks out to me. My man is fast out there on the right side. Trey Smith, he's...
And one of the throwback jerseys.
Yeah, absolutely. Omri with the throwback. I think we got... He's the only one out there right now, but I know there's more to come. You know, we'll probably start coming up on the 60-minute mark. We should see a couple of these other guys trickle in. Because I think there's
some players warming up.
Some that have not seen the field. Yeah, there's about 4 or 5. I know Samuel's down there. A couple of the other players. Got some young guys in the mix here. It's a free kick here for Mobile back 35 yards from goal. This one back for a TSC throw-in. Going back at it. Good defensive spell here. Pursuit there from Coimbra. Putting pressure on it. He is relentless.
And the refs are just letting it go.
I'd rather that than the alternative, Joe. Throw in for Azar back to Trey Smith. Fontanelli back to Smith. Centering to Alcaleo. And threads it out to the perimeter. Good use of space there. Stewart on the attacking spring now. He's had a great couple years at Southwest Assemblies of God. Here comes Lamato trying to get it back. Here's Fontanelli, a chance to shoot inside the box. That's the one that's going to do it. We're waiting for Adrian to get his second chance, and there it is, Joe. Fontanelli, minute 61, and TSC sets another record here as they get their 7th across here this afternoon in this preseason match against Mobile. Adrian Fontanelli, the Chico State man, another TSC goal. We'll keep it short and sweet here for the preseason, Joe.
Yeah, we'll save the long ones for later.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So hello to our people in the chat. Tuning in from Spain. Hola. Bienvenidos a Tallahassee. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. ¿Qué pasa? In Spain, it's got to be late night in Spain over there, Joe. I think they're 5-6 hours ahead of us.
Would say so.
Yeah, about 10, 11 o'clock. Service over the top. Fitzgerald looking for Azar. Trying to put it on his right foot. Diego with the rip. And the Thomas University man with an assertive take there.
Not a bad kick. Not a bad kick. Field goal, by the way, was no good. Just slightly off to the left.
1 for 3 for the day.
Actually, 2 for 4.
2 for 4. All right, I'm behind. So we got the players getting some astute tutelage from Coach Mason Solari and Coach Brian McDonald down there on the sideline. Of course, Assistant Coach Brian McDonald was on that original 2019 maiden voyage for TSC. He's since come back around. Of course, he's head coach of the Child's Guys program. Coaches with ASG, threads it through. Here's Lamaudo on the perimeter. Here's Johnny Fitzgerald. He's got Ethan Stewart in the middle. Omri coming late. But Mobile up to the task. Pursuit here as Coimbra gets back in a position. Fontanelli tries to engage defensively. Poked free, done well. Smith squares it off. Here's Coimbra. Like we said, that's a teammate of Ethan Stewart over a Southwestern Assemblies of God. Overlapping run. Stewart to Fitzgerald, the Leon connection there. Squared off. Oh, beautifully done. And he's onside. It's clean, and the run gets rewarded. Lamaudo able to punch it in. 8 for TSC. Clean, calculated, precise. And Johnny Fitzgerald doing what he's been doing for quite some time here in Tallahassee, Joe, and that's facilitating and watching his teammates punish the back of the net. TSC with some flank substitutions here. Alcalea's going to take a seat. Fitzgerald's going to take a seat. Omri's going to take a seat. And you may see this no more this season, but Trey Smith is going to take a seat. He basically went wire to wire.
Mark this down at the 63-20. At the 63-minute, 25-second mark here, Trey Smith takes a break.
Absolutely.
Because you may not see that again this year.
So we have players coming in. Justin Smith, the Lincoln Trojan alum. He's wearing number 20. Looks like he's going to go up top. He's a fun offensive attacking player. It looks like we have on the field here Morgan Powell is going to be wearing 16. He's kind of on this near side. You can see him. And we do have a couple others that have come back in. Oh, it looks like Samuel is back in. Samuel Jimenez from last year. Of course, suffering an injury, so we didn't know if he'd be ready to come back, but it looks like he is. As Smith plays a ball into space, but a little too
far.
Heavy out on the near side looking for Powell. But Smith is a fun watch, too. Up there with the red cleats, like we said, Lincoln Trojan. And then he was at, what's the college? Is it Chauqua? It starts with CH. I'll have to check my notes. My bad, Justin. That's on me. That'll be cleaned up for the regular season. Chowan. I think it's Chowan. That's what I'm going to go with.
Up in Carolina?
Yeah.
I believe you are absolutely correct. It is spelled Chowan.
Yeah, that's the one. But, of course, one of our local guys here. Coimbra is going to collect, squares it off. Pressure here from Mobile. That's Jeremy Garcia. He's part of the youth movement here at TSC. He's an exciting player. He's Garcia. As Lamaudo is taking another tumble. He's not afraid to hit the turf. So it looks like Jimenez is going to be the center back here, and they're going to split out wide. It's going to be Jamie Malloy. So technically, in a regular season game, this would be a violation because I think we have two 19s on the field right now, Joe. But they are slightly different jerseys.
I don't think you can do that.
Oh, no, it looks like Warren has taken a seat, so we only have the 119.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we're good.
yeah, I see that one.
Everything's cool. Everything's cool. We're all good. We're all good. I mean, not that realistically, and alleged friendly, right?
And we got a penalty kick.
Oh. So here we go, 67th minute.
We have a penalty kick.
So we have 8. Mauro got the last one. He's looking to get a full embrace. Goes right side.
He had him
back
deep.
of the net.
He had him deep.
Woo! That's some class right there, Joe.
He had him deep.
Second one comes in the 67th. TSC with 9.
Did you see how he stuttered? When he first started out, he stuttered. He had the goalie guessing he was fixing to go left with it, and he goes right.
That's how it's done right there. That's a master class, Joe. Master class here for TSC. Firm control. Offensively look really sharp. A lot of players getting an opportunity. Who's going to be in the 18 on the 18th is the question. 9-0 here for TSC. We're just updating our scoreboard operator, the chief man in control. Of course, Leon County Schools, our man Ken Fearson, Joe. You want something done here at Gene Cox Stadium, it's going to go through Ken Fearson. He's trying to get that score right. So we let him know, yes, sir, Mr. Fearson. I like to call him the professor. He's over teaching at Gabi. I say, yes, sir, professor. 9-0 it is for TSC. Service from Mobile. Coming out of the back. Stewart does well to win it. Collected here. Azar going to give it a blast. We'll see if Justin Smith can chase this one down. Off a couple of tall bounces. TSC collapsing. First ball gets out, but Azar is going to do well to collect. And the Thomas University alum Oh, does he get through? Beautiful ball. Garcia crossing the net and just wide. So we talk about the youth movement and the infusion and the building of soccer in Tallahassee, Joe, and you can see the wheels are starting to turn because we don't know how long we'll have our Johnny Fitzgeralds in the mix, right? Johnny back here for another match, but you can see it. The future's bright. Braden Paul, Jeremy Garcia, some of the other young guys coming through the program.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Tallahassee have a younger team?
Yes, so that's the ASG Battle Lions that we were talking about, the GCPL2 team. Absolutely.
I would bet, if I was a betting man, I would bet some of these guys you see now here in the second half, they'll have them on that team.
Yeah, and absolutely, and that's the beauty of it. So that way you have a big pool of players who are regularly getting game minutes, and they're regularly seeing action.
And the thing also is, if something happens to some of the mainline players, you got some players now you can call up for the next game.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Nice little through ball here for Stewart. Puts it on the ground looking for Smith. Two Battle Lions in the area. Smith and Powell bearing down at dangerous ball. Coimbra with a chest down to Azar. Threads it through.
And
tried to hit Smith, but the keeper for Mobile is on top of it, and they'll keep on rolling. So 70th about to cascade into minute 71 here from the Coliseum of non-collegiate athletics here in the Big Bend, Joe. The Gene Cox Stadium here on the south side of Tallahassee, capital of the Sunshine State. Amaudo threads it through. Here's Smith with an opportunity to create on his left foot. He goes high and just over the bar. A little chip on it. Tried to get in below that upper 90 far corner. Tallahassee almost getting double digits, but nice little bit of control, composure.
And a good shot. Just sailed on him.
Yeah, just a little off there for Justin Smith. Like we said, one of our local boys here, Chowan, Lincoln alum. You love to see the blend. Love to see the blend here. The local guys, the guys coming from out of the area. Oh, threads it through.
Give and go.
Working on a hat trick. Does he get it? And it's in onside. Good to go. Lamato's got 3. And he jumps to the top of the leaderboard. A late entry, Joe. And he'll complete the hat trick in minute 72. So he's made quick work of things here in the second half. TSC's in double digits.
You don't see this a lot.
You do not. And we need to adjust the score board because it is showing we are having trouble. I did not anticipate TSC scoring 10 today, Joe. So you'll have to bear with us as we have
Trust us, folks. It's 10-0.
It's a little bit of an awkward scoreboard, but you can see the 10 up there now, Joe. Oh, he wants 4. He's not finished.
He ain't done yet.
Relentless. And TSC does well to win it back. Garcia to Smith. He's trying to get on the score sheet up over the top there by the old snow cone truck. A reliable staple here at TSC. And I love it, Joe, because when it is a hot, sultry Florida afternoon or evening, you got to get yourself a good snow cone. So shout out to the community partners. Is that Aloha Ice? I think that's our squad from Aloha Ice, Joe.
I think it is.
Of course, TSC. You talk about the benefits of coming down here to a game at Gene Cox Stadium. Benefit number 1, some fantastic community soccer. Benefit number 2, fun for the kids. Kids get in free if they're 13 or under. Benefit, the next one, I'm losing track, food trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Aloha Ice trucks.
Oh, he's at it again. There was at it again. But I think he would have been off sides this time.
They're just going direct now, Joe. They're not worried about trying to pass it around.
They're just forgetting the They're forgetting the play sheet and all this. They're just going to go at. They're just going to free will it from here on in.
He's got the speed. We're going to go give it to Lamaudo. Let him do work. We don't have to play this game and pass it around. We're playing direct. Very direct. Back line, Jimenez looking to thread it through to Stewart. Good little recovery there. Out to Garcia. Garcia, nice little hesitation. He's been working well with Lamaudo on this right-hand side. Nice little through ball. Mismatch.
Again.
Open on the far side. You have Powell. This one will deflect out and look to be recovered. Stewart, Coimbra on the perimeter to Powell. Drop back off to Shoemate. Coimbra trying to thread through traffic. Deflected. It's got a lot of spin on it. Smith coming in. Smith and Powell had a chance on it. And it twists just over the top of the bar for a Mobile goal kick.
Even the reserves getting in here, Jupe, are all telling coaches, hey, don't forget about me now.
Hey, now. And that's the thing, that's the beauty of it. So you think about it, in this, especially in the way the squad is kind of formulating, is this is...
We got to go. A header.
Justin Smith with the forehead puts it in. TSC's got 11. And the forward Chowan man as we get deep into double digits.
Hold up. They disallowed the goal. Not sure if it was offsides or something occurred back upfield.
So we'll put it back at 10 for now, Joe. Apologize for the quick camera issue there. We had to go take care of that business for you, make sure we're all cleaned up. Looks like we're good to go back in sailing here. 77th minute, but to your point, Joe, staying at 10 for the time being. Wide service to Azar, full head of steam. He's going into the box with pace, left foot.
He's offsides.
Oh, and they're going to catch Azar. They let him run for a little bit. 35 yards from goal is where they marked it off. And the Thomas University man, not thrilled with that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too if I had run all that way and I catch up the ball and then they blow the whistle saying, "Oh, you're offside."
Oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way, you're offside.
Nice overlapping run here by Garcia. Getting into a dangerous position. Couple battle lines in the box. He holds on. Everybody on sides. He recycles it. Stewart, Coimbra, Stewart. Left-footed go. Worm burner skips in to the keeper, but he does well to deal with that one. And the visitors from the Azalea City will dispel danger for now. Some advancing play there from AFC, but a nice recovery over on the far side there. Is Malloy able to track back and take care of it? So, of course, we had a couple 19s out here. You can tell because Warren had the 19, Joe Warren. Of course, the Englishman had the 19 with the regular sleeves. And then Malloy has the 19 with the throwback dark sleeves. So I think he's the only one on the field right now. But, of course, with a roster, which I think is 22 to 25 today, typically, of course, held up at the 18. Going to have to dip into the reserves is the president / laundryman / kit coach / basically anything you want.
And we got a sub coming in.
Little sub. So Ethan Stewart got a little action here today. He's going to give way to number 11, Braden Paul, back into the mix. And, of course, Lamaldo with a hat trick. He said, hey, good work.
Good work. Good work. You'll be with the main unit in 2 weeks. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I know for most of the college kids, so I know FSU and FAM and the schools here in Florida, Joe, just finished up their finals week. So good marks, good grades here for Lamaldo with his performance on a Saturday in the first week of May.
Yeah, and I think he'll be with the main team.
Yeah.
Come opening night in 2 weeks.
Of course, all smiles here from the change of personnel for TSC. Of course, you got Coach Solari, Coach McDonald, Coach Bruno.
We're all going to be doing a quick exit when this game is over.
Oh, yeah, don't forget, we're missing the head man, JDC, Coach Joel DeCastri, get married today.
So as soon as this game is over and they do the handshakes and all that, they're all going to shower, get dressed, and they're heading to a wedding.
Yeah, hopefully they're showering. My goodness. Of course, you got the all the squad going down there, putting in the effort. I thought the president was banned from the bench. That's what I had been told. Of course, the president, I guess because Coach Joel's not there. Usually Coach Joel tells him to get lost, but the president's down there roaming around.
We ain't going to say a word. We're not saying a word.
Has a good dispossession here. Powell with a nice little offensive spell. See if he can find some link up. Looking for Smith in the middle. Azar coming in as well. Omri back in the game, number 9. So we got 2 players with the throwback uniforms on right now. Good pressure here from Smith. He spilled over the top. Malloy with a header. He's going to be back on here. It looks like Azar. He's all over the field. Was over here on the left side, over here on the right side. Kind of takes you back to some Trent Blake last year. A lot of agency, moved around a lot. Youthful player, fun of excitement. Hoping to see him back in the mix here this year up at Dartmouth playing collegiate ball. He's probably locking in for some finals.
Yeah, they're getting down toward the finals up that way.
Mm-hmm. So that's the thing is typically TSC will play a couple of regular season games, usually the last week of April. So usually like last weekend, they would have played. And then they would play this regular season and then another one. So typically most of their players wouldn't be back until week 3 or week 4. But the way the schedule shakes down, it's good and bad, right? Because on one hand, it's super condensed and you have a lot of midweek games. But on the other hand, now all your guys coming back from out of town are going to be back into the mix, kind of full bore. Azar going to take the corner.
Might work out better in the long run.
From the lefty, 82nd minute, skips into the near post. Mobile deals with it initially, but Paul's going to take a rip from 25 out. Rebound opportunity, but nobody in the area there. This one's spilled out. As we try to have a little bit more of a clean-looking scoreboard to match. I don't know if that's better or worse, though. We had the baby 10, but now we've got everything the small letters. Try to go through to Smith. Goalie deals with it initially on the slide. Azar still giving chase. I don't know. It's difficult.
And the ball ended up in the first row.
Can't take that one home, though, Joe.
And then somehow it went from the first row to on the field. Go figure that one out.
Yeah. That is a distinct violation of the game day policies here at the TSC home games. Not allowed to take those as souvenirs. The team needs those, not only in practice, but of course the 18th showtime when the regular season gets fired up. Miami Dutch Lions, a new conference opponent coming to town all the way up to the capital city, Joe, on the 18th. That will be a typical TSC 7 p.m. kickoff, which have been pretty standard fare over the years. Over the top, long ball. Yusuf. He must be getting bored back there. It's been a minute.
He's inching upward. I want a little piece of the action here.
He says, Coach, I mean, if you need me to, I don't have to play keeper.
I don't have to.
I can play backline if you want me to. He's flexing a little field strength here. As this one comes back to Azar here on the near side.
You know, while this is all going on, I got a question for you.
Yes.
When was the last time we go through a regular season, when the regular season starts in 2 weeks, and there's no Jacksonville?
No Jacksonville on the schedule?
Yeah.
Not since the GCPL days. So that would be back pre-COVID. That'd be 2019. Because, of course, that was kind of the beauty of the schedule is nobody likes to play. Nobody in the conference likes to play early. Jacksonville is the only team that would want to come and play with Tallahassee. So we would always have kind of the April season kickoff. But, of course, with the new schedule situation, no Jacksonville on the slate in the regular season.
Because we had some beats with them. We had that beat with them here last year.
Absolutely. Last 2 years. Getting a point out of Jacksonville. We had the 2-2 match 2 years ago. Last season, we had the 1-1, which, of course, we talked about Kevin Lowe, who was in the chat here earlier. Kevin Lowe with an absolute beautiful header to tie that one up. And then, of course, you talk about the 2-2 game, was just an absolute, the craziest result. TSC 2 shots on goal. 2 goals, Joe. The only 2 shots they had, they scored. They needed them both. Of course, it feels like yesterday, as that was a beautiful, I think it was an April 29th game.
Yeah, it was the first game of the year that year.
It was an early one. I remember, beautiful ball coming through here. Coimbra to Smith. He's got a little time, puts it back on his left foot. He had his goal taken away. Can he get it back, Joe?
No.
Tries to find Coimbra, track it back to it, but will be dispelled. Oh, that was a ricochet. Shoemate puts it right in the face of number 9 for Mobile. Of course, no roster here for us from Mobile, so we apologize to the Azalea City faithful. If you do know the personnel, the numbers, you recognize them, feel free, put them in the chat. We'll try to honor that best we can.
One thing I will say about them, they've competed. They played hard.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you gotta give them credit for that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You think about it is you see the score on the board, but everybody out here is just trying to get better. They're trying to improve. They're trying to gear up, try to figure some things out, what works, what doesn't. And so TSC is getting no points from this match. So, on the other side, this may be more dangerous for TSC. For a complacency standpoint, you hope it's not. As Garcia one-times it after letting it go a couple bounces. But at least from my standpoint, you got to feel like Mobile's going to come into the season hungry. Because they saw that, it wasn't a hot ticket for them. You never like to see the other team shut you out. Definitely don't like to see them shut you out and put double digits on the scoreboard. So I think they're going to be getting after it back when they get back to Central Time and get back to Alabama. I think they'll be ready to go. On the other side, for TSC, you hope they're not riding the horse too high, but I'm sure newly married JDC, of course, Coach DeCastro getting married later this evening. He'll make sure the boys aren't content. He's pretty good about that.
You gotta keep you can't ride that horse.
Yeah.
You got once this thing ends in about 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you gotta just forget it because it's over, and you're gonna know for a fact that when the regular season gets here, you will not score 10 goals on who's coming.
Garcia, dangerous ball across, able to keep it in the field of play, though. Powell's going to track it down service. He wants a rip. He puts out on frame. We talked about it, though. Youth movement's on here, Joe. We got some budding stars in the mix. I'm going to say Garcia and Paul. I know we talked about the GCPL2 team, but I got a feeling Paul and Garcia are going to be making some challenges for that senior team, Joe. Hey, they're going to make it tough on Coach Joe.
Paul's going to. From what I've seen today, Paul's going to be on this team. Garcia is going to be on this team. That kid that scored 3 goals that came in here in the second half, he'll be on. He'll be on.
Woo!
I just named you 3 players that's made their case.
There you go.
That says we want in, and I think they will be in. And by the way, once again, for you Tallahassee fans, if you don't know where Kinnett Stadium is, get up with me, and I will tell you how to get there.
There you go. Smith puts it centrally as he does well to track it down, and TSC will get a throw. So it'll be taken pretty quickly here from Powell. Of course, Andrew Jupe, Joe Ward, Trenton Young bringing you the action here today. Of course, Trenton, as you talk about trying to switch some things up and playing some different roles and giving some different opportunities, Joe, we decided to fall in line with TSC here today. So we send Trent out. He wanted to sling around a little camera, so we'll hear his velvety voice over the course of the season here for TSC. But, of course, everybody doing a good job playing their role here today on the fronts. And here's Smith, another opportunity. Oh, he's looking for that far post. Oh, man. Selfishly, I'm rooting for Justin to get it since he got the header taken away.
And I think that's game.
Yep, no stoppage time. They're not going to play any of those games. So here on the exhibition match, and so that's going to be the ticket here. Of course, all final here from Gene Cox Stadium. 10-0. Pretty open and shut case here, start to finish. Got us going here in the second minute. And really never stopped, Joe.
No. They just got to remember, today was just a preseason game. Chance to take a look at everybody, get some video, go back, see what you need to work on, also possibly make some personnel decisions here. Because I'll guarantee you, in 2 weeks, when Miami comes a calling, it won't be 10-0. Do not let that fool you.
Yeah, I would assume not. Of course, franchise record. Obviously, it's a preseason game. It's quote unquote friendly, so realistically, there's not really much rules. Yeah, so you can't really count it. But for the record,
you don't want to get the mindset that this is going to be the case every week, because it won't.
Yeah. Franchise mark, of course. Franchise high first half goals with 7. Franchise high total goals with 10. All marks here for Tallahassee Soccer Club. We have the team meeting pretty, like we said, open and shut case here for us today for TSC.
But do give Mobile credit. Mobile played hard. They did have some shots on goal now.
Yep.
Here, they're going to be all right.
Absolutely, yeah. They'll be fun to watch.
They'll just forget about today. You played somebody in a different. You played someone in a different jersey for the first time. Here now you got the same thing. You got people who went videoed your game. Now you can go back and take a look at what you need to work on, and they'll be okay. Absolutely.
So I'm going to go ahead as we kind of wrap up. We'll keep it a little brief post-game because we know everybody's trying to get to Coach Joel's wedding as we bring our man here, Trent Young, into the mix. Of course, he was out slinging the camera. Trent, first of all, fantastic job. I'm going to pass over here the headset to him as we get this up for you. Welcome aboard, Trent.
Thank you, Jupe. Appreciate it. Glad to be back. Definitely some adverse conditions out there in the elements, the wind and the rain. I apologize for my little cam cover there popping up on screen, not giving y'all the best view for a second, but I mean, dude, what an incredible performance from the Battle Lions. Now, I know it's preseason. I know Mobile's no longer in the league, but, dude, anytime you come out and you put 10 goals in the back of the net, that's an incredible showcase. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Ward?
I would agree. The danger to this is they can't get it in their mindset it's going to be this easy every time, because it's not going to be.
No, of course not. Of course not. Now, we got a little lucky today because obviously Mobile isn't in the MPSL. They're not.
And talent-wise, not on the same level.
No.
But they played hard.
They did.
They did play hard, and they had a couple of good shots on goal there in the second half.
Yeah, some good chances there that just didn't quite develop. Luckily for us Battle Lions, they didn't come to fruition. But now, I mean, Mobile obviously is a really good program. We've had plenty of fights with them. They've definitely gotten the best of us more times than not. So I'm just very thankful that the Battle Lions were able to come out here, and we knew this was going to be a good team. We heard the last couple weeks, couple months from Petley, from Coach Joel, that this was going to be a very special bunch. And, I mean, shoot, that's just one little quick glimpse. And, we still got hopefully some more firepower returning to us.
And that was the thing when we all met last night at Chick-fil-A to discuss this and playing this thing out. Yeah, the one thing y'all kept hinting at was the firepower this team has.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on full display today.
Absolutely.
But I'll say it again. It is not going to be as simple the rest of the way.
It surely will not. But today we got pretty fortunate. So we were able to tie the series completely with AFC Mobile. We played 7 games against them. 2 wins now, 2 losses, and 3 draws, 3 ties. So a huge win today, able to go ahead and bring that rivalry back to 500. And who knows? Maybe next time we play, we can go ahead and take the advantage. So I'm very proud of our boys today. Happy that we were able to have some fans out here, brave the elements, and tough it out. Even though we had that weather delay, they stuck around. So just excited for us to get the season underway officially. And we'll start week 1 here in just another week or 2.
Absolutely. Here, good start. They got a chance. Everybody got a chance to play. They saw a lot of good things, but they also probably saw some things they're going to need to go back and work on.
Sure, absolutely. I think the one thing that I would really say stood out to me today from the Battle Lions is just the amount of possession, how dominant they were. I mean, it had to be 70-30, 80-20, and any time that an attack wasn't going the way they wanted it to, they weren't afraid to swing it all the way back to the keeper, to the center backs, and
just reset.
And reset, exactly. That's a perfect word.
Using a basketball term, just go back. If you don't like what you see, go back, reset
exactly,
and come at it again.
No need to get into a situation where, you got everybody pushed up and leave yourself hung out to dry on the back end. But we got quite a few home games coming up, and if you aren't already a season ticket holder, you can go ahead and do so at tlhsoccerclub.com. Get your tickets here. We got our first home game. It's actually going to be Saturday, May 18th against the Miami Dutch Lions here at the Gene Cox Stadium. 7 p.m. And then the following game, we've got the following Saturday, May 25th against Columbus. Then we've got a little time off, 2 weeks pass, and then Sunday, we got a Sunday game, June 9th here against the New Orleans Jesters. The Clowns come to town. And then Sunday, the 16th of June, we got Pensacola FC, our old 8-5-0 rivals. And then last home game of the season, Wednesday, June 26th, we've got one more against Columbus. And I've been told that there's a rumor we'll see a familiar face on that Columbus team.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say. Anyhow.
And I'll say it again. With those y'all who are going to make the trip to Columbus here, if you want directions to where Connect Stadium is, come hook me up here, and I'll tell you how to get there. I've done a bunch of Cairo High football games at Connect Stadium. I know exactly where it is.
Amen.
Also, any eatery you eat up there, you will not be disappointed.
Got some good food up there. Good to know. Might have to take the trip. All right, so as far as the Battle Lion home games are concerned, why should you attend a home game? Well, number 1, we've got unmatched family entertainment here. 2, it's affordable fun for all. 3, we've got a wonderful community spirit and camaraderie. 4, it's convenient and a hassle-free experience. And 5, you can become a part of soccer history. Come watch these battle lines do something that has never happened before. At least we've never done before. We could go undefeated this season. That's a heck of a start, 10-0. So we've got single game and season tickets available for you. So if you're just wanting to pop into a game or two, can't make it to all of them, you can go ahead and scan, get your single game and season tickets right there with that QR code. Season
Same
tickets
deal with the
right
season
here.
tickets.
Sorry, this is the QR code for the season tickets. Forgive me. All righty. Plenty of fun to be had out here on the weekends. There is a Wednesday game as well against Columbus. Can't forget that one. But I'm a weekend guy. I'm happy Coach Petley, LOL, President Petley, was able to go ahead and lock up those Sunday games as opposed to Wednesdays and Thursdays. We only got one Wednesday and 2 Sunday games, so very thankful for that. We got a crazy, bizarre schedule, but still able to go ahead and get the season underway, and happy we were able to get Mobile to agree to a friendly, get one more home game here for the Battle Line faithful. I believe that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back here in a couple weeks. For Joe Ward, for Andrew Jupe, for Christopher Petley, I'm Trenton Young. Thanks for tuning in. See you next.